Hi, my name is Sara Davison and welcome. I wanted to say a big hello on International Women's Day. Now this day marks the celebration of all women across the country and across the world. And I wanted to join in today and just have a shout out to all my female followers. Obviously for men as well, the message is the same, but I do have a big message today that I wanted to share with you. And it really came about from me now training people to become coaches. I had a client called Amanda and she's a wonderful person. And I've been coaching her for the last couple of months. She really wants to set up her own coaching business. And that's something I do as part of my job. Whilst I coach people going through heartbreak and separation, I also spend a lot of time working with people who want to grow a coaching business. Now Amanda is very quiet, very shy, and she lacks a lot of confidence in becoming a coach, but it's something she's passionate about, something she really wants to do, and she has some personal life experiences that she wants to bring to the table as well and share with people. And she was saying to me the other day, Sara, I'm learning the techniques and I understand the structure of running a coaching session, but I'm really worried. And I said, well, why? Tell me, what are you worried about? And she said, Sara, I'm just not like you. She said, I want to be a coach, but I'm nothing like you in personality. I'm quite shy, I'm quite reserved. Yeah, I couldn't do videos or vlogs like you do. It would terrify me. I realised actually then that one of the most important things that I hadn't been emphasising enough in my training is that in order to be truly happy, truly successful, truly fulfilled or empowered, which is what we're talking about today on International Women's Day, you have to be true to yourself. It's no point trying to be someone that you're not. It's no point trying to copy or feel less than. This is the whole issue at the moment with social media, where we're seeing people posting the perfect lives on social media and people feeling less than because their lives don't match up to that. The truth is that people always post best foot forward and the glossiest version, don't they? So, you can't judge your life by what you see on social media. That's the end of that. You just can't. But I know that a lot of us feel like we're not enough, we're not good enough. And one of the things that I realised, and I think is a really important message, I learned this through my own personal life experience. When September the 11th happened, my first business, I had to close that down because a lot of my clients were American and I was flying them over to put on big events. And I lost everything I'd been working on for the last 2 years. And that devastated me. And then my mum got really ill as well. She was in hospital a couple of years later. And we all thought she wasn't going to make it, and the doctors thought she wasn't going to make it. But that time was really, really stressful for me and my family, obviously, and heartbreaking. And coming through that, and luckily my mum, she's amazing. She really is amazing. Talking about empowering women on International Women's Day. My mum had the fortitude and strength to get through that illness just by believing that she could do it. So I remember her saying to me, just before she went into coma for 8 months, she looked me in the eye, she said, Sara, what's all the fuss about? I'm not going to die, And she looked me in the eye and she told me that. And then literally within 5-6 minutes, she was in a coma, she completely passed out. And she didn't speak again for 8 months, didn't come around for 8 months. But that belief kept her going, And I think that we all need to work on being okay to be us. We're trying to be something we're not. We're trying to think, I failed because this has happened to me. Or I'm not good enough because I'm not like the next person. For my client Amanda, who's training with me to become a coach, she is the gentlest soul. And she's going to attract some incredible clients who are gentle souls too, or who want to be coached by her kind of coaching personality. She's able to create an incredible business just from being who she truly is. Now, where it falls apart is where you're not being true to yourself, where you're trying to be something you're not. And you must know that feeling. I think we've all experienced it, where I had it at school where I was trying to be something I wasn't. The school was teaching me and training me many, many years ago now to become either a teacher or an accountant or a lawyer. God forbid, for those of you who know my journey with lawyers. But, the interesting thing was I felt that I should be doing that interesting should word. As Tony Robbins famously says, you can should all over yourself. It's not going to make any difference. I felt like I should be training to become that person or go into that job, but I knew it wasn't me. It was kind of like round peg, square hole. And I think that's where this is really interesting, guys. I think, learning to know and trust your intuition that actually this doesn't feel right for me. This doesn't feel right. Well, that's enough. If you listen to that voice, you can't be truly successful at anything if it doesn't feel right. it's got to feel right, you know. And I say to my coaches and I say to my clients, just look at all your strengths and all your weaknesses, whether we're building a global coaching business for you or we're redesigning your life after a heartbreak that's devastated you. You know, we need to take your control back, but do it in a realistic way. Now, I was coaching someone the other day who's growing a business, and she said to me, Sara, you know, I've got, I just can't get anything done, and I get overwhelmed, and then I don't get anything done at all because I'm thinking about what I haven't got done. So I was talking to her a little bit about how many hours in the day she had. And she said, well, I reckon I could do 6 hours work a day. She's a mum, she's got 2 kids, she has to get up and do the school run and all the other things, and the cleaning and the washing and the cooking and everything else. And when I looked at her day, I said, well, 6 hours. I said, I can't see 6 hours here. She goes, no, I need to find 6 hours. And the reality was she only had 3.5. But she was trying to squeeze 6 hours worth of work into 3.5 hours a day. And obviously that was causing her massive overwhelm and to feel like a failure, and she wasn't achieving. But it was interesting because as soon as I said to her, look, you've got to be realistic. You can't try to be something or have more time than you actually have. Let's break it down. Let's break it down as actually what you do have to achieve each day and how much time you really do have. We've got to be realistic, guys. We're going to set ourselves up for failure if we don't look at what's real. So that means looking at our strengths and embracing those, obviously. So, you know, maybe if you're going through a breakup and you haven't been salsa dancing but you still love it and you would love to get back into it, then maybe that's something to look at. You know, build on your strengths. Also your weaknesses. If you're a coach and, you know, you hate doing your accounts and you're worried about how to grow that side of your business and manage that, then find someone who can help you with that, or go on a course and learn. You know, it's all about being realistic about who you are and what your strengths and weaknesses are, and being honest. You know, it's okay to acknowledge you have some strengths. You know, it's okay to embrace what you're good at, as well as looking at what you're not good at and being honest and not stuffing it away or ignoring it or trying to be good at it when you're just not. You know, it's about being realistic about who you are and where you are. Because once you've got a realistic picture, then the great work starts. You can start to move forward. You can start to harness those strengths and direct them in a way where it really allows you to grow and reach your true potential. You know, the truth is the only way to feel truly fulfilled in life, or to be truly successful and enjoy life from here, you know, from your heart, really, truly enjoy it, and to feel empowered by what you're doing. You know, the only way to do that is to be true to you. And to be true to you, you've got to feel okay in your own skin. You've got to learn to love who you are and embrace those strengths and weaknesses, warts and all. But also allow yourself, and I know so many of the people that write to me don't like to face or confront any of the things they're good at. They shy away from it. They pretend they're not good at these things. You know, oh, I'm no good at that, I'm no good at this. You know, but what are you good at? You know, and there are things you're good at. You know, they might be small, they might be big, but it's okay to write them down. And if you're struggling with it, ask your best friend. Say, what things do you love about me most? What's great about me? What do you think I'm good at? Because sometimes for us it's hard to find those answers inside, especially if we're going through a really tough time or we're overwhelmed or we're struggling with life. So get support from other people. You know, ask your best friends, get a coach, ask someone you respect and admire, ask someone who cares about you, genuinely cares about you, and start thinking about what your strengths are. Now, you're going to know your weaknesses. You know, I have plenty. One of them is I don't have a great memory. And at school, my teachers always said, Sara, your memory's shocking. You're never going to go anywhere unless you improve your ability to retain information and details. But what I found, and you know, it did worry me. It did worry me, obviously, going into coaching if I can't remember every single detail about every single client. But actually, because of the nature of the work I do, I found it's actually a blessing. Because I can't take on all the detail. I hear some very sad stories, some very traumatic stories, you know, and some very depressing things, which I can help my clients work through, and we come out the other side. But there's no point in me holding on to all those details. Actually, whilst I document it and I have those, and I know, when my clients come back, I can recall those, but I don't carry them with me all the time. So that lack of memory can actually be a positive. So, you know, not all your weaknesses are going to hold you back in life. So don't believe anything anyone else tells you. You've got to discover it for you. And when you discover what you're good at, what your strengths are, when you embrace you as a whole, that okay, there are going to be some people that are better at different things, that look better in certain clothes, that do certain things in a different way to you. That's okay. It's okay, because you can be successful as well in your own skin, doing your thing, when you're truly tapped into it. You know, and that's the beauty. So it's about learning to embrace you and be the best you, and take you, and being realistic with what's there, and then creating a plan to move that forward. So that's my message for International Women's Day. I hope you have an awesome day. It's all about getting out there and smiling and embracing and empowering women around you. You know, I'm a big believer that standing together, women are stronger, you know. So, you know, I've created a community online of all my coaches and we work together, and we've got our first male coach as well that joined last week, which is fantastic. But, you know, working together, guys, we're stronger together. In whatever walk of life it is, you know, we are stronger working together as a team. And I think that's an important message too for today. So have a fabulous day, have a wonderful weekend, lots of love, and make it a great day. Bye.